Oh, okay. Candace Owens is not a Mason that really matters, okay? Although the Masonhood has changed and has become a little bit more diverse, DEI, they've only become diverse for people that they can use. That's it. Candace Owens saying that she's a Mason not only was a stupid idea, right? Which tells you that she's not really a high-ranking Mason. She's just somebody who went into Masonry. They came to her or whatever happened, like Scientology. And she's just there to go to the annual events where they link up and they say, hey, how are you? And then she goes about her life. If she was a true Mason, well, she wouldn't be a she, because the Masons in Masonhood are all men and they're all gay. They would much rather have a transvestite and not someone who's transgender, who is a woman, who stands for women's rights and da 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 da. No, they would have someone who dresses up as a woman for kicks, like a transvestite, like Ted Cruz. They would have him as a Mason, not a woman, but especially not a black woman. And her admitting that she's a Mason in her podcast told me everything I needed to know about her Masonry. Like, she's not high ranking at all. Because if she was, she would have never admitted it. Kind of like with Trump, he admitted it years ago, but he said it off the cuff. If you were to ask him now, he would probably deny it and lie. At the high echelon, the Masons are no different than the fake Star of David principality. It's the same thing. They're in tandem. And she's going against the principality. You can say she's controlled opposition, but she's accusing the fake Star of David principality of doing something to Kirk. And I don't know if that's really part of the plan there, because all that's doing is inciting people to question the status quo and the fake Star of David principality. So her admitting that she's a Mason just proves to me that she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's not really high ranking at all, because she's not even high enough to think or know that, like, the Masons and the fake Star of David principality, they're one and the same. Like, she's not even high enough in the echelon to know that. Now you can say, oh, she's acting, she's pretending like she doesn't know. Well, stop. She's not. She used Masonry as a threat against the fake Star of David principality, against Netanyahu, and said, I know people. I'm a Mason. I can be a dragon, or something like that, which is, she didn't even know that they're in tandem. That's not what's happening. And it just sucks because you and everyone else, the discernment is a little rocky. It's a little shifty, because it's like so much shit has happened and there's so many lies and so much deception and so much kerflufflement that no one knows left from right, up from down. It's like, it's a big ass mess. Like I said, she just probably goes through an annual event every year and says, hey, how are you? And keeps it moving. As far as her being in a part of the same agency as Erica Kirk, that does not mean they met up. You know how many opportunistic people qualify and put themselves on a talent agency board? And there's only but so many. A lot of people. Every other person in New York, you ask if they ever put themselves on a talent agency website, and I bet you'll find like 1 out of 8 people have done it. So could she be controlled opposition? I mean, she might be. Always think ahead. But I genuinely don't think that she is controlled opposition knowingly through Netanyahu. I don't think so. As far as controlled opposition goes, the problem is that it funnels and steers revolution, basically. So when people get to a certain point in evolution and seeing what they need to see from their government or their family or constitution, whatever it is, and they're ready to revolt as a person, an individual, or a group, they funnel that, just like the No Kings protest. The No Kings protest was just so... all that energy went to waste. Anyways, Candace Owens is not She's not a Mason that matters. I'm telling you right now, she's not. Now, she could still be controlled opposition, but it's not through her Masonry. That's for damn sure. If she's threatening Netanyahu and the fake Star of David Principality with Masonry, that means she's not very high in the Masonry. She's just using that as like leverage for herself. And she's actually a very gullible person to think that her Masonry is going to do something to the fake Star of David Principality. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it.